This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcasts on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
We're back at it. Queens coaching show with my man Grant Leonard G. He has a special guest with him today. His player Dayton Aubrey here with me on the Bossman Show. We're gonna talk about his career as well. Has great play, man. But we're gonna recap the game at Kennesaw State. Tougher for those guys, but they came to Kennesaw, did their thing, man. G, how you feeling, brother? Good to talk to you, man.
Man, always good. Always good to see you, JR.
Yes, sir, man. G, well, tell me, man. I know it was a tough back and forth game in Kennesaw, man. You all had a lead up there, man. But it's credit to your guys for playing very well. That didn't get the result you wanted, but in a tough place to play at the KSU Kingston up there, Kennesaw.
Yeah, Kennesaw's got a really good team. Coach Petway kept some guys from last year's championship team, and that was really the difference in the game is the end of the game, Terrell Burden, who's got a lot of experience in this league, he kind of strapped the team on his back and didn't want to lose. And, our team's got to do a better job of trying to limit him, late game. But, we had a really good game overall. We executed a lot of things offensively and defensively. But now we just got to, kind of put the cherry on top at the end and finish the game off.
No doubt, man. And what's good about it, G, it happened in January, not in March. So thank God
Exactly.
for that.
And Mark, hey, at the end of the year in February, they got to come to our crib, and our guys will be ready by that point. Conference tested and battle tested for that one.
No doubt, man. It's a good thing for you guys, man. And also, I see you got Jackson Pollard going that game as well, 25 points, man. Talk about that young man, his progression, brother.
Jackson's been really good, and he's been inserted into the starting lineup, and I think the biggest thing that he does for our team is he brings cohesion. He talks a ton. He's got a big voice on the team. He's one of our older guys, and he just makes a lot of right plays. And so he played fantastic, and really excited that he got his most extended time on the floor. And I think going forward, we're going to see a lot of positive things from Jackson.
And Dayton, for you, man, seeing your teammate go off like that, man, and seeing him getting the lineup with you guys, man, how did it make you feel on the court seeing him play so well, man?
I mean, I've always had confidence in Jackson, because we came from JUCO. I got a chance to play with him. My freshman year at Chipola. Knew he was a good player, but it was good to see him in the starting lineup doing a lot of positive stuff, like Coach said.
No doubt, man. And talk about that too, Dayton, as well. Playing with a guy, having familiarity with him as you all come to Queens together and play for G, but knowing that you had that since you're on the court already, how fun is that for you knowing a guy who you played with before, do it here at Queens as well, man?
I mean, it makes me feel comfortable knowing that I have people coming from like my same situation, being in JUCO, what people call the trenches, playing, just that style of basketball, living that type of lifestyle, and, just transferring over to the Division 1 level. So knowing that he can relate to my situation makes me feel more comfortable on and off the floor.
And no doubt for you, I know you got 13 points that game as well. And for you, how was it playing up there at Kennesaw for you, man, being on the court, those crazy Owl fans, but you all still doing your thing up there representing Queens very well, man?
I mean, it was good. I was looking forward to the beginning of conference because, that's all we talk about, what really matters. But I felt like it was a good game, good environment. Felt like I gotta do a lot of stuff better, stay more solid on defense and, stay more composed. But it was a good learning experience, and, it's only up from here on out.
And Dayton, for you, with the new rules, man, where you can't really take charges now, stand in front of the ball, so on the ball so key. So how have you adjusted for yourself, man, trying to knowing you really can't take charges anymore, but staying on the ball, keeping the ball in front of you, not getting beat, so you have to put the guy in a tough position behind you.
Coach prepares us to play, solid defense the right way, doing drills in practice where he teaches us to push off our foot and, just stay in front of the ball. He also preaches, don't get beat off the bounce, staying solid, no reaches. So, it's just putting all those fundamentals in play and, just continuing playing the right way.
No doubt, man. No doubt. You're definitely doing a good job with that. And you are a rebounder for a guard. Guards are got to get in the mix, man. Talk about your rebounding. I know Coach DB is very big on rebounding for you guys when coordinator rebounding. Talk about as a guard going out there and rebounding that basketball and be able to get the rebound, complete possession, and get out there and go.
And I've been blessed with, quite good athleticism. So I take advantage of that, just going above the rim, getting rebounds and, playing in transition where I'm great at. So any opportunity I get to go and rebound, I try my best to go and get it.
No doubt. And I think and rebounding, would you say, is a want-to thing. Some guys shy away from you. You actually want to get in the mix, get that ball to get out there and go, get your offensive play the way you want to play fast, get out there and make things happen, man. So it really is talk about that being a want-to thing and when you your desire to want to get out there and rebound basketball, man.
I mean, I think it should be a every possession thing for our team, like I said, because Coach hops on rebounding and pushing the ball in transition because he knows that's where our team is good at. So any chance I get to go and rebound and push it out in transition is better for our team. It's where we strive offensively.
And for you, offensively, for you, man, you averaging 16 a game. So for you, How do you kind of balance getting your guys involved versus getting yours? It's kind of playing within the flow of how G wants you all offensively down on the end of the court.
For the most part, Coach G lets me play free. I think Coach G has a lot of confidence in me. So he just trusts me to go out there and make the right play, whether it's scoring, whether it's making plays for my teammates. And I just, take what the defense gives me, try not to force anything, and continuing to keep my teammates involved.
I was actually hoping you'd say that, Dayton. The biggest thing we always stress is just make the right play. The defense is going to adjust. Sometimes they're going to put bodies at the rim, and you got to pass it out. And sometimes they're going to adjust their ball screen coverage to try and keep Dayton out of the paint. But all you can do is make the right read and get the ball the right spot. And we got to trust our teammates. And I think Dayton is really learning and growing in those areas. But he makes the right read quite often.
And Dayton, for you, how much you mix in watching film of yourself, kind of figure out whether the right reads are, knowing how they're shading you, know they're hard edging you, trying to make sure that you blitz you. So how you kind of go about preparing for your opponents and, of course, watching the film with Coach G and his coaches, man?
Well, like you said, I've been blessed with a good coaching staff that actually cares about me and wants me to get better. So, coaches like G, Coach Charlie, Coach JR are constantly on me, watching film offensively and defensively, pointing out my mistakes, showing me what I did good, what I did bad, and, where I could learn from certain points of the game.
I'll be honest, in all my years at Queens, Dayton watches probably more film than with coaches than any player we've had. And I think you've seen that's why his game continues to grow and get better, take off that film study with coaches, learning how to read the defense. And Dayton's done a great job with it.
No doubt, G. I love it, man. And I'm seeing him getting better. I feel like, you have a star on your hands with Dayton here. And he cares about the game. Tell his answers. He cares about the game of basketball. It really means something to him. And playing for DT and playing for you, I know it has to mean something to him. But he wouldn't be there. Now, Dayton, let me ask you, Dayton. Give me a story about our man, DDT. Give me a fun story about it.
Okay, I would say after our state championship loss, we lost to Northwest Florida to go to the finals, and we went back to the school. A normal bus ride. We got a text on our phone. We had film 5 o'clock in the morning. We watched the whole film study, every possession, offense and defense, and he was just chewing everybody out. Making people cry, making people feel bad about themselves, like telling us we had no hope to make it to the national tournament, and we just was wasted a whole year basically because we didn't take advantage of the situation and just play hard. But it was a good experience playing with Donnie. I feel like he helped me a lot mentally, got me mentally strong and prepared me for the real world.
If you ever talk to him again, ask him about the Raptor story. When he, I'll just tell you a little snippet. They were trying to sit down in a chair after a game, and the chair slipped, and he went, butt first on the ground. So just ask about the Raptors and then the chair. He'll get really fired up about
that. Coach Tyndall, when he was with the Pistons for 2 years, actually coached, Queens all-time great Todd Withers with the Pistons, and that's really how I got connected with Coach Tyndall, and then associate head Coach Wilson, coached against him in the Florida JUCO League when he was at Indian River, and so our ties run deep with Chipola, and we were very fortunate to get Dayton, and Dayton's obviously made this place his home, and we're excited to see what he does in the future.
And Dayton, how cool is it to be in Charlotte where you can network as well outside of basketball, and great things to do in there, the Uptown Charlotte, things you can do out after basketball. How cool is it to network and using that Queens brand, using the city of Charlotte to network, knowing just like after basketball for you, and be able to get sow those seeds right now?
It's completely different for me because, I'm coming from the island where it's, basically none, being able to transition from the island to Charlotte is really a blessing, very different. A lot of people I could network with, like you said, a lot of opportunities, but I'm just blessed to be here, happy to be here. So just want to take advantage of every opportunity I get.
And talk about the rise of Bahamian basketball, man. I saw the national team. Did you have aspirations to play for the national team one day, represent your country, man? But I said with Eric Gordon on the team, DeAndre Ayton and Buddy Hield and those guys. About the rise of the Bahamian basketball.
What was the question?
Do you
Well,
want
talk about the Rousey
Oh
game.
yeah. Definitely want to be a part of the national team. I was fortunate to go on the trip last summer to the Virgin Islands. I was able to play with Buddy and them, and just being able to be in that environment with the top of the line pros was good. Like the vibe was just different. You could just tell. Like I know, being able to just watch these guys and see how they carry themselves and how they go about their business was a great learning experience for me. So I would definitely want to make the trip next year.
No doubt. I love the Bahamas. I love getting on the ferry, Fort Lauderdale, going over there and hanging out at the Bimini Island. So I like doing that in all seasons as well. And also, Dayton, we have something in common too. I'm 25% Jamaican, so I have some island in me too. So we got that Caribbean bond as well, man. Because I'm on my mom's side. So yeah, so I love the island life, man. I love the warm weather, man. So how do you adjust to the? I know I live in Atlanta, but I hate the cold. So how would you adjust when it get a little chilly in Charlotte, man? It's a little cold sometimes up there, man. How's it for you?
I mean, I was living in Kansas. I was in America for 4 years now, so
Yeah.
I've been adjusted to the weather. I lived in Kansas where it was snowing. Then I moved to South Carolina where it got cold at times, and even it got cold sometimes in Florida. So I'm used to the cold by now. 4 years is good enough time to adjust.
Now the question is, can you drive in the snow? That's the
Can I
question.
can I what?
Can you drive in the snow?
No,
No.
never tried.
Me and you both, right? We drive in the snow. So I can't do it. Hey, the snow's in Atlanta. I'm in the house, buddy. I ain't going nowhere. We don't
Good
have
story.
snow.
Good story about Dayton in the Bahamas, though. One of his first jobs, he worked at toll bridge. In the Bahamas. So Dayton knows what it's like to work on the island and be a part of the system.
No doubt. And G, you all have two tough games this week at home, thankfully, for the Gulf Coast of Stetson. And Donnie does a good job at Stetson as well. And, you got a pat down at FGCU. Talk about those matchups, man, and what you're feeling from those guys so far.
Yeah, you talk about two contrasting styles. Florida Gulf Coast is a team that's got a lot of good athletes. They play a slower brand of basketball, and they're just constantly trying to take advantage of mismatches. They have a point guard who scores it, a 3-4 man who scores it, and a post player. They get a lot of post touches too, and a really good shooter on the perimeter. And Coach Chambers has been around the block at Penn State and amongst other places, and he's going to do a really good job if we have any cracks in our system. And then you go to Stetson, Donnie Jones, who's really the last few years blossomed with a new system of shooting a ton of threes. And we have I think the league's leading scorer coming in on Friday for Stetson, and we're going to have to do an unbelievable job defending the 3-point line versus Stetson, and then versus Florida Gulf Coast, we're just going to have to guard our yard because we're going to get ISO'd a lot, and our guys got to really be on point, guarding each guy individually and not giving up rotations each time down the floor.
No doubt. Well, I'm hoping you get 2 wins. We claim it now, 2 victories. We gonna claim it, man. Like I said, as always, G, I love talking to you, Dayton. Good to talk to you, and I'll see you in Nashville, Dayton, when you play up there. Listen, Austin Peay. So we'll meet in person and get to shake your hand, brother.
I appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate you, JR, man. Look forward to seeing you soon.
See y'all, brothers. Y'all be safe.
All
All right.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your #1 source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.